There's a quiet on your side of the bed, like the night forgot to breathe. I reach out through the dark again, but there's only empty sheets. Your perfume lingers in the air, like a memory that won't fade. I close my eyes to picture you, but your face begins to change. I'm scared that time will take your voice from every dream I keep. There's something still between us, and every word I never said, and every tear that falls at night on your forgotten side of the bed. And even if you're miles away or lost beyond my view, there's something in my shattered heart that's still connected to you. I pass the cafe down the street where we would hide from rain. The chairs are filled with strangers now, but the silence feels the same. I tried to write your name today, but stopped before the end, because seeing it in ink and pain made everything feel real again. They told me love would lose its hold, but they never felt this deep. There's something still between us, and every shadow on the wall, and every song I try to skip, but somehow play them all. And even if you moved ahead and found somebody new, there's something in my broken soul that still belongs to you. If I could gather every night I spent replaying you, I'd build a bridge across the dark and finally make it through. But every step I take alone just leads me back in time to the moment when your hand in mine was the only truth I'd find. There's something still between us the distance couldn't tear apart, a quiet thread of memories still stitched into my heart. And even if this world forgets the love we once held true, there'll always be a part of me still reaching out to you. So I leave the light on by the door like I used to when you'd roam, because somewhere in this silent house your memory still feels like home. The morning light creeps through the blinds, it falls on your side of the room. Your pillow still holds the shape of you, like you just left too soon. I whisper words into the air, out of habit, not belief, but silence answers every time with something close to grief. I thought that time would pull me through, but time just pulls me back to you. After you're gone, the world same cafe. I see your face in passing crowds and watch it drift away. Your favorite song comes on again. I freeze like I used to do. You'd sing the chorus out of key and somehow make it beautiful. They say that love will lose its sting, but love like ours does everything. After you're gone, the nights are longer than before. Every dream I wake up from leaves me missing you once more. After you're gone, I hold your jacket to my chest, like maybe in its fading sin your heartbeat found a place to rest. If there's a place where memories live beyond the reach of time, I hope you're standing there somewhere, still holding on to mine. Because I'm still talking to your ghost, still setting out your chair, still turning when I hear a laugh that sounds like you were there. After you're gone, I'm learning how to live with pain, how love can stay inside your chest, even when it has no name. After you're gone, I carry pieces of your life in every breath, in every step, in every lonely night. After you're gone, the morning comes, the curtains glow. Another day I face alone, but every heartbeat in my chest still feels like it's your home. Found your scarf behind the door, the one you wore that winter night. It still carries a trace of you, a fading ghost of warmth and light. The house is filled with quiet now, but every silence speaks your name. I walk through rooms like broken scenes from a film that lost its frame. I try to gather what remains, but memories fall through my head. All I have are fragments of you, scattered in my heart and mind. Little pieces of our story that the years can't leave behind. And every laugh I hear outside, every song I try to play, I keep finding shattered echoes of the love we threw away. Your letters rest inside a box. I swore I'd never open again, but lonely nights have a way of breaking promises like them. I read the words you used to write and traced the curves of every line. It feels like touching your hand again, across the distance of time. They say the past is meant to fade, but ours refuses to grow old. All I have are fragments of you, floating through my empty days. Every memory cut so deeply, in 1,000 quiet ways. And though I try to let them go, they return like tidal waves, bringing back the sound of us from the corners of my brain. If love is just a passing storm, why do I still feel the rain? Why do your words still light a fire that no one else can ever tame? I try to build a life anew, but every path leads back to when you were more than just a chapter. You were where my world began. Now I'm living with these fragments of you, like glass beneath my skin. Every step I take reminds me of the place we've always been. And even if the world forgets the promises we knew, I'll still be piecing life together with the fragments left of you. So I place your scarf back where it was and turn off every light. But in the dark your memory glows and keeps me up at night. The city glows beneath the rain, reflections trembling on the street. I walk the path we used to take, still half expecting us to meet. Your name is caught inside my throat, like words I never got to say. And every step I take alone feels like I'm drifting further away. I talk to you in empty rooms, like you're just out of sight. If you could hear me now, would you turn around and stay? Would you hold me through the silence and chase the pain away? If you could hear me now, through the distance and the dark, you would know I'm still holding on to every shattered part. Your favorite song plays on repeat. I never had the heart to change. It's strange how something so small can make a world feel rearranged. I see your smile in strangers' eyes, I hear your laugh in passing cars, and every night I search the sky as if you're hiding in the stars. They told me time would let me heal, but time just taught me how to feel. If you could hear me now, would you whisper back my name? Would you tell me that you miss me and you still feel the same? If you could hear me now, would you guide me through the dark? Because living without you here has torn my world apart. I keep rewriting memories in ways where you don't leave, where every door stays open wide and every promise still believes. But reality is cold and still, it doesn't bend for broken hearts. So I keep speaking to the night, hoping somehow you'll hear my scars. If you could hear me now, you'd hear how much I've changed, how losing you has left me standing in a life I can't rearrange. If you could hear me now, you'd know it's still the same. Every beat inside my chest still calls out your name. The city lights begin to fade, the rain has washed the streets clean, but in the quiet of the dawn, you're louder than you've ever been. And I'll keep speaking to the dark until my voice is gone. If you could hear me now, you know I never moved on. The curtains sway in the midnight breeze, your side of the bed is cold. I trace the lines where you once slept, like a story never told. Your laughter lingers in the air, a ghost that won't depart. And every shadow in this room still carries pieces of your heart. I thought the quiet would bring me peace, but it only brings you back. When the silence calls your name, I still turn around, like you're standing right behind me, waiting to be found. Every whisper in the dark sounds like you again, and I lose myself in memories I swore I tried to close the chapter once, but I kept the words instead. The world outside keeps moving on. Cars pass, people laugh, but here inside the clock is stuck in the middle of our past. They told me time would dull the pain, but time just sharpens truth. When the silence calls your name, I feel you in the air, and every breath and every step, it's like you're still there. And though I know you won't return, my heart won't understand why love can stay so strong and loud inside an empty head. If I could speak across the void beyond what eyes can see, I'd send 1,000 broken words to tell you what you were to me. But silence is the only road that leads me back to you, a quiet, endless symphony of everything we knew. When the silence calls your name, I answer every time, even knowing you won't hear me through the distance and the time. And though this house is filled with ghosts of everything we knew, I'd rather live inside these echoes than a world that's missing you. The curtains fall, the night grows still, the stars fade out of view, but in the quiet of my heart, the silence still sounds like you. There's a bench beside the river bend where we would sit for hours, talking about forever plans and counting distant stars. I passed that place again tonight. The street light flickered on. The wind was cold, the seat was bare, just like the day you were gone. I told myself I wouldn't stop, but my feet just led me there. At the last place we met, your shadow still remains in the echoes of your laughter and the softness of your name. I could almost hear you say, everything will be alright. But the last place we met is the place I lose you every night. The river keeps on moving fast, it never looks behind. But I'm still standing on the shore with you stuck in my mind. I tried to build a different path to leave the past behind, but every road I take somehow loops back to that goodbye. They say that healing takes its time, but time just brings me back to the last place we met, where your fingers slipped from mine, where the sky was turning purple and the air felt so confined. I replay the way you smiled, as if you knew you'd go. At the last place we met is where I never let you and the pain of what it's like to leave. At the last place we met, I still whisper to the air every secret, every hope, like you're somehow still there. And though the world has carried on and seasons change their hue, at the last place we met, my heart still waits for you. The lights go out, the city sleeps, but I'm still wide awake. I hear your voice in quiet rooms, in every breath I take. Your picture's turned against the wall. I couldn't bear your eyes, but even when I look away, your memory never hides. I thought the night would cover you, but darkness makes you clear. I keep saying your name in the dark, like a prayer no one can hear. Hoping somewhere in the silence you might still be near. Every echo in my chest still beats the way you are. Even miles and years away, you're never really far. I try to drown your ghost in noise, in crowded bars and crowded streets, but somehow in the loudest rooms, it's your heartbeat that I meet. Your jacket's still inside my car, your scent is fading slow. I roll the window down at night and let the cold wind blow. They told me love would lose its shape, but yours still fits my heart. So I keep saying your name in the dark, like it's all I have left. Like if I stop the fragile thread between us, we'll be dead. And I'm scared of what remains if your voice finally fades, because the silence after you is something I can't face. Why does your touch still burn my skin like a wound that won't heal? I tried to build a life again, to write a different start, but every page I turn somehow still carries your heart. So I keep saying your name in the dark until my voice is gone, until the night no longer holds the shape of where you've been. turns pale, the world begins to spark. But in the quiet of my soul, I'm still calling the dark. Flickering again, like it knows I'm here alone. Your footsteps used to fill this space, now it echoes like a stone. Your shoes are still beside the door, I never moved them from that night. It feels like if I touch them now, you'll walk in and make it right. I tell myself you're just a dream, but dreams don't hurt like this. I'm living where your shadow stays in every corner of this place. Your laughter lingers in the air, but I can't find your face. And though I try because the house we built together is the only home I know. I tried to paint the walls anew to cover every trace, but every color that I chose still seemed to shape your face. Your favorite cup is cracked in two, but I still use it every day. Like holding on to broken things might keep the truth at bay. They said that time would set me free, but time just locked the door. Where silence speaks your name, where every memory I touch still burns me like a flame. And though I know you're far from here, my heart refuses to, because every beat inside my chest still walks these halls with you. If I could trade these endless nights for just 1 hour more, I'd sit with you in quiet peace like we had done before. No tears, no words, no last goodbye, just breathing side by side before the world came crashing in and pulled us with its tide. I'm still living where your shadow stays, where love refuses death, where every whispered memory is tangled in my breath. And even if I leave this place and try to start anew, I know I'll carry every room that still remembers you. The hallway light goes dark at last, the night begins to fade. But in the silence of my heart, your shadow still remains. found your name inside my phone. Still saved the way you left it. My fingers hovered on the screen, but I never had the strength to press it. The room was quiet, lights turned low, just the glow against my face. I felt like if I said hello, you'd somehow fill this space. They say some ties will fade with time, but I just learned to hide. There are threads we couldn't cut, no matter how we tried. They're woven through my every breath, knotted deep inside. I can walk 1,000 miles, I can learn to smile again, but every road I take somehow still leads me back to then. I boxed your letters months ago, but last night I read them all. The ink was slightly smudged with tears from the day we took that fall. You wrote about forever plans, about the life we'd make. It hurts to see how real they felt for dreams that had to break. I tried to say your name out loud, but silence answered me. Because the threads we couldn't cut still pull me when I sleep. They drag me through forgotten nights and promises we keep. I tried to build a life alone, to let the past be dust, but love like ours doesn't disappear, it just becomes a ghost of us. If I could take a pair of scissors to the memories in my mind, would I finally feel at peace, or just leave more of me behind? Because every scar you left on me still spells out your name, and every heartbeat in my chest still answers to your pain. These threads we couldn't cut still wrap around my soul. They tighten every time I try to let go of control. And even if I meet someone who loves me just as much, I know there'll always be a part still hanging from your touch. So I leave your name inside my phone and place it back beside my bed, because some connections never die, even when the love is dead. Photographs are fading slow, the colors turning gray, but I still see your smile so clear, like it was yesterday. Your voice still lingers in my mind, a melody on repeat. And every word you used to say still echoes down my street. I tried to pack our past away, but it keeps breaking through. We were once alive in love, breathing in the same air. Now I'm talking to your memory like you're still standing there. And though the world keeps spinning on like nothing fell apart, there's a quiet grave of what we were, buried in my heart. I walked into our favorite place, they changed the furniture, but in my mind I saw us there like nothing had occurred. I almost waved at empty space where you would usually sit. It's strange how love can vanish fast but leave a perfect fit. They say that hearts will learn to heal, but mine still calls your name. We were once alive in love, now we're ghosts in separate lives. I keep replaying every scene just to feel you by my side. And even when I try to move and leave the past behind, there's a part of me still frozen in that last goodbye. If I could step inside a dream where time had never changed, I'd find you in that summer light before the sky had rained. No tears, no fear, no empty space, no silence in your place. Just you and me in golden hours before love lost its grace. We were once alive in love, and I still carry proof in every scar, in every tear, in every shattered truth. And even if I learn to smile and build a life anew, there'll always be a silent world where I am still with you. The photographs may fade away and seasons may move on, but somewhere in the quiet past our love is still alive and strong. Walk the streets we used to know, every corner whispers low. Your laughter lingers in the air, like a ghost that's always there. The cafe lights, the empty chair, still feels like you're sitting there. And every song the radio plays sounds like echoes of your name. I try to run, I try to hide, but memories are stitched inside, where your name still lives in every silent place, in every midnight breath I take. I still see your face, and though you're gone, your shadow never fades. This world keeps turning, but my heart is stuck in yesterday. bed, 1,000 words we never said. I close my eyes, you're next to me, but morning breaks the fantasy. I tell myself you're just a dream, but you're everywhere I've been. Where your name still lives, in every silent place, in every midnight breath I take, I still see your face. And though you're gone, your shadow never fades. This world keeps turning, but my heart is stuck in yesterday. If love is meant to disappear, then why are you still standing here? In every word I cannot say, in every tear I hide away, I try to learn to let you go, but every road just leads me home to all the places we once knew that still belong to me and you. Where your name still lives, inside these broken walls, in every dream I wake up from, I still hear your calls. And though you're gone, you never truly leave. You're written in my every breath, in every part of me. So I keep walking through this town with your memory all around. You may be gone from what I see, but you still live inside of me. There's a quiet in the room tonight, where your voice once filled the air. I still turn when I hear your name, but you're never standing there. Your shadow lives along the walls, in frames we never took down. And every step across this floor feels like I'm walking through a memory now. I keep pretending you'll come back, like time just lost its way. But all I hear are fear, our fading echoes of the love we used to know. Your laughter drifting through the silence, like a ghost that won't let go. And I'm reaching through the darkness, trying to hold what's not there. But the more I chase your memory, the more I'm left with empty air. I still wear the things you love, like somehow you might see. I still speak into the dark as if you're listening to me. The world keeps Now I'm drowning in these echoes that your love has left behind. Every whisper, every heartbeat still repeats you in my mind. And though I know you're gone forever, and there's nothing I can do, these fading echoes in my chest still sound like I love you. So I sit here in the silence where your arms once felt like home, listening to fading echoes of a love that's overthrown. The rain is tracing down the glass like tears we never let fall. This room still holds your silhouette, though you're not here at all. Your sweater's hanging by the chair, I haven't moved it yet. It's strange how something so small can hold a love I can't forget. I tried to pack your memory away, but every box still says your name. This is where we fell apart, where forever lost its meaning, where your hand slipped from my heart while I was still believing. Now every quiet night feels like standing at the start of the moment that keeps replaying the night we fell apart. I walk the streets we used to roam, but they don't feel the same. Every corner has a ghost that answers when I say your name. Our pictures fade upon the wall, but I still see them clear. 1,000 frozen fragments of a love that used to live right here. They say that time will make it fade, but time just sharpens every edge. This is where we fell apart, where forever lost its meaning, where your hand slipped from my heart while I was still believing. And now every quiet night feels like standing at the start of the moment that keeps replaying the night we fell apart. If I could rewrite every word we said, I'd turn our silence into sound. I'd hold you closer through the cracks before our world came crashing down. But all that's left are broken scenes and echoes in the dark. A love that used to light the sky now barely leaves a spark. This is where we fell apart, where your shadow still is breathing, where I'm guarding what we were while the rest of me is leaving. And though I try to move ahead, I'm still standing in the dark, in the ruins of a promise from the night we fell apart. Now we fell apart. The rain has washed the streets away, but not the scars inside my heart. Because no matter where I go, I'm still where we fell cup is still beside the sink. I never moved it from that place. It's strange how silence learned to speak, with nothing but your shape. The clock keeps ticking on the wall, but time feels frozen here. I hear your footsteps in the hall, then remember you're not near. I tell myself it's just the night, playing tricks with light and sound. But it's the space you left behind that keeps pulling me under. Empty side of every bed, a quiet after thunder. Your name still lingers in the air, like it's carved into my breath. And every moment that I live is measured by your absence. I drive past places we would go, the radio plays our song. I change the station, but somehow your voice keeps singing along. Your message is still on my phone. I read them when I'm weak. It's like you're living in these words, in every line you speak. They say that love will slowly fade, but mine just learned to hide. It's the space you left behind that keeps pulling me under. An empty side of every bed, a quiet after thunder. Your name still lingers in the air, like it's carved into my breath. And every moment that I live is measured by your absence. If I could fold the hands of time and press them to that night, I'd hold you through the breaking point and never lose your light. But all the prayers I never said are drifting through the dark, like paper boats in endless rain that never reach your heart. It's the space you left behind that turned my world to silence. 1,000 words I never spoke now echo in defiance. And though I try to fill the void with faces, streets and sound, no matter where I run to hide, it's in the space you left I'm found. So I leave your cup beside the sink and your jacket on the chair, because letting go would mean admitting you're not there. And I'm not ready yet to live like you were never there. There's a photograph still on the shelf, caught in dust and fading light. Your smile frozen in a frame from a distant, better time. I still hear your footsteps late at night, though I know the door won't move. It's like this house remembers you better than I ever could. I try to gather what remains, but you're scattered through my days. I'm living with fragments of you in every room and every view. Pieces of a love once whole, still embedded in my soul. And I can't put them back together, but I can't throw them away. So I keep holding on to shards of a heart that couldn't stay. Your handwriting on old receipts, your jacket draped across the chair, tiny traces of your life, still pretending that you're here. I speak your name into the dark just to hear it one more time. Like maybe if I say it soft, it won't sound like a goodbye. They say that broken things can heal, but some just learn to stay concealed. I'm living with fragments of you in every room and every view. Pieces of a love once whole, still embedded in my soul. And I can't put them back together, but I can't throw them away. So I keep holding on to shards of a heart that couldn't stay. If memories were made of glass, I bleed just trying to let them pass. Every step across this floor still leads me back to you once more. I tried to build a life anew, but every path just split in two. One for the world that carries on, one where I'm still holding you. I'm living with fragments of you that time could never erase. Every broken piece still shines with the warmth of your embrace. And though I know you're truly gone and there's no turning back the view, my heart is just a fragile home built from fragments of you. So I'll leave the lights on in the hall and your picture where it's been, because losing you is one goodbye, but forgetting you's a sin. There's a quiet on your side of the bed, like the night forgot to breathe. I reach out through the dark again, but there's only empty sheets. Your perfume lingers in the air, like a memory that won't fade. I close my eyes to picture you, but your face begins to change. I'm scared that time will take your voice from every dream I keep. There's something still between us, even if you're miles away or lost beyond my view, there's something in my shattered heart that's still connected to you. I pass the cafe down the street where we would hide from rain. The chairs are filled with strangers now, but the silence feels the same. I tried to write your name today, but stopped before the end, because seeing it in ink and pain made everything feel real again. They told me love would lose its hold, but they never felt this deep. There's something still between us, in every shadow on the wall, in every song I try to skip, but somehow play them all. And even if you moved ahead and found somebody new, there's something in my broken soul that still belongs to you. If I could gather every night I spent replaying you, I'd build a bridge across the dark and finally make it through. But every step I take alone just leads me back in time to the moment when your hand in mine was the only truth I'd find. There's something still between us the distance couldn't tear apart, a quiet thread of memories still stitched into my heart. And even if this world forgets the love we once held true, there'll always be a part of me still reaching out to you. So I leave the light on by the door like I used to when you'd roam, because somewhere in this silent house your memory still feels like home.